Hey, everybody, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I am clearly in an airport today. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment is every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And if you are watching this on the replay of Dr. Nekeshia Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the page. So if you're new to Mental Health Moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. Today's mental health moment, still let me know where you're in, where you're located in the chat. But unfortunately, I cannot be here live with you all tonight because I have to catch a flight um, to go to a service this week for my mother-in-law who passed away this past weekend. So, of course, sad things, but trying to have gratitude in the moments of loss. But nonetheless, that is why I cannot obviously be with you all live because I will be on a flight during the time of the normal broadcast. Okay, I am trying to find a quiet place to sit in this airport to share with you all today's mental health moment. But again, let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. And at some point, I think I finally see some place where there's not a gazillion people here around me. But yeah, let me know you're tuning in. I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, but normally somewhere or another in the world, it feels like. But nonetheless, okay, I'm finally getting a flight. I have a limited amount of time today because, like I said, I'm about to go catch a flight. But I wanted to still share a couple of tips with you all today. Oh, got some good lighting over here. All right. So, oops. Hopefully, I didn't lose you there. I got a call coming in. Um, but nonetheless, I wanted to share first a quick announcement. July 23rd through the 25th in Tampa Bay area, I will be speaking at, it's called The Gathering 2026. It is going to be an amazing event. I'm so excited to be a part of it. You can register for it at WAF, as in Frank, international.org, WAF international.org. And again, that's from July 23rd through 25th. Hopefully you can't hear the background noise here. But July 23rd through the 25th, like I mentioned, in Tampa Bay. And you can register for it at wafinternational.org. So super excited about that. There's a couple other speaking engagements coming up as well, but I will share that all with you all probably next week because obviously I'm trying to catch this flight here in a few minutes. But I did want to share with you all in today's mental health moment. I did want to share with you all about thinking about how to have what I call sort of like a mental health detox. Because again, last week we talked a lot about how it's pretty much the middle of the year here, which is crazy, doing mid-year check-ins with ourselves. Hopefully you did that. If you ever miss, by the way, if you all ever miss a mental health moment, you can always go to Dr. Nekeshia Hammond YouTube page and you can catch all the replays on there. But in this one, well, if you're just tuning in, we're talking today about having sort of like a mental health detox, I would say. And just when you think about detox physically, sometimes you think about taking things out of your body. But when it comes to mental health, sometimes you have to add things in and sometimes you have to take things out. So I'm going to go through a couple of questions that you can think about asking yourself. You can think about asking yourself and jotting these things down. You may not know the answer today, and that's okay, or maybe you do. But you can also jot down these questions and answer them later. And I apologize for all the pauses. There's a lot going on around me. I'm in an airport, y'all. So, nonetheless, all right. So if you read my book, Mindset Training, Conquer Your Mind, and the Rest Will Follow. if you haven't gotten it, it is on Amazon. But if you have read it, you know that I talk a lot about holistic self care. So again, I want to guide you today to think about jotting down these questions for you, thinking about almost like a overall holistic detox, right? Especially as we're heading to like we're practically mid year. It's practically July 1st. The first area is to think about physically how you're doing, right? So today we're going to talk about physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, so those are the four areas: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So physically for you, right? I want you to think to yourself, what is something you need to add more of in order to have better physical health for you? Okay, so all of us are at a different place in our mental health and wellness journey. The reason why I'm also talking about physical things is, of course, our physical health affects our mental health too, right? So what is it for you that you feel like you need to add in physically for you? And that might be like, for example, for me, well, every year I do these assessments the same way that I ask you all to do these assessments for yourself. I do them as well. So for me this year, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I'm concentrating more on hydration, right? So adding in liquids, fluids, water, all the things, like making sure I'm staying as hydrated as possible, especially with flying, especially with travel, especially with stress, all those sorts of things. Like our body tends to be a little bit more depleted sometimes. Sorry, y'all. A little bit depleted sometimes, right? So again, and it may not be the case for you. It may be something else that you're adding in. But again, thinking about what is it that you need to add in? You might say, okay, I need to add in more healthy fruits and vegetables, or I need to add in more, um, like I said, hydration, or I need to add in, what I don't know, vitamin supplements, whatever it is for you, right? What do you need to add in for your physical health? That's the first question. The second part of that for your physical health is, what is it that you need to uh, detox yourself from? As in, like, what is it that you need to do less of? Right. So for you, it might be, I need to eat less junk food, right? Which is all good. Many of us struggle with that sometimes. Maybe it's like, oh, I have a sweet tooth. I know I need to eat less junk food, which is fine. Maybe for you, you need to kind of think about what else do you need to take out. I mean, and I mean, there's a list. There's probably like 300 things when you think of like physically how you're doing, right? So there's all sorts of things that you may be thinking about. I need to, I don't know, eat less salt or eat less fried foods, whatever it is for you, right? And it doesn't just have to be eating when it comes to our physical health. Of course, maybe it's exercise. Maybe you need to add in, right, more exercise, or however you know your body best. You know where you're at. You may be in a place where you're very energized. You may be in a place where you're very overwhelmed, stressed out, and overwhelmed or and fatigued. Right. So you have to make that assessment. But again, the biggest question I want you to write down for your questions is, what is it I need to add? And what is it I need to subtract? Right? There's two parts when we're thinking about bettering ourselves for physical. The next one, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up, y'all. My flight's about to board soon. Okay, sorry. The next one is emotionally. So, of course, checking in with yourself emotionally, how you're doing. What emotions do you want to add more of in your life? Again, we're all at different points. You may be in a season of immense joy where you're like, I'm good, right? Like the joy is there. You may be in a season where you're like, you know what? I want to feel happier. I want to have more joy. I want to feel more relaxed, right? Like what is it that you want to add more of? And then the second part of that, of course, as you guessed, is what is it you need to subtract? Like what emotions do you need to be more in control of? It may be anger for you. Like it may be anxiety for you. Like what feelings are you like, you know what? I know I need to work on my fill in the blank. And again, I always want to preface, if you're not new to mental health moment, I say this all the time. Please don't come at these solutions or, when you assess yourself from a place of self-blame. If you know, man, I really struggle with managing my temper, my my anger, like how I react quickly. Like if that's you, like know that that's you, own that that's you, and work on. And we could talk at length on mental health moment about different ways to do that. But if first we have to identify, right, like that is something. Okay, I'm making a choice. I want to work on that, right? Like, and that's okay. So again, thinking about is that something you need to work on? All right. And taking those steps. And sometimes the steps mean you can do it on your own. Sometimes the steps you need the help of someone else, mental health professional, life coach, uh, friend, family member, whomever, right? We talked about it before, but you don't have to do this alone. Okay, two more parts. And I'm going quickly today, you all, because again, if you're just tuning in, I do have to catch a flight. I need yeah, that's about to board in a couple minutes. Okay. So the third area is we talked about physically, we talked about emotionally. The next one is mentally. When you think about your thoughts, it's we've talked. I think we did a whole mental health moment about this, about our negative self talk and working on that. But again, two questions, the same two questions for every category. What is it you need to add in more? Do you need more inspiration? Do you need to surround yourself with more, if it's podcasts, if it's books, if it's YouTube videos, like I don't, it doesn't matter in what form it comes for you, but do you need to be more inspired? Do you need to listen to more things to positively affect your thought pattern, right? Do you need to sit with yourself and say, you know what, here's some things I need to change and how I'm going to have better self talk, right? Is that what you need to add in, right? Asking yourself, what do you need to add in? And then the other thing is, what do you need to subtract, right? Maybe there's some thoughts that you recognize, which is kind of cool when you do get to the kind of the light bulb moment and you're like, man, I didn't realize I was telling myself that I'm so not good enough, or I'm so unworthy, or my self-love needed to change, or whatever those, right? Like those thoughts are. How do you work on removing them, lessening them, right? And instead listening to the more positive thoughts that you have. The last one, spiritually, again, what do you need to add in? What do you need to subtract? Adding in could look like all sorts of different things. I love personal growth, as you all know, right? So a lot of what I'm telling you all, a lot of what I preach and teach on mental health moment are things that I do myself as well, right? But again, for you, what is it in your spiritual growth journey? Mental health moment is open to all faiths. You could have faith, no faith, or whatever higher power you may believe in or not believe in some way. If you're trying to grow spiritually, then you might need to add more things in. Does it mean adding in a certain ritual? Does it mean adding in more prayer? Does it mean adding in more connection to a higher power? Like whatever, right? Like assessing for yourself where you're at in the journey and what you need to add in. And then the other thing is taking out. Sometimes you have to think about what are the things that are preventing you from growth in the spiritual area of your life, right? And identifying that, and how do you make those changes? So I know I did that really, really quickly, you all. But again, just because my flight literally is about to board in a couple minutes here. But I wanted to just jump on really quick and share that with you all today. I appreciate you being here on the quicker mental health moment. I believe I should be back next Tuesday live. I think so. But nonetheless, we are here. If you're just tuning in, we're wrapping up. This is a shorter mental health moment, but you can always catch the replay on mental health moments at Dr. Nekeshia Hammond YouTube page. But please take care of yourselves. I will be back next week, I believe, live, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.